Hello, Roberto. We can start now. Do you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Today we talk about the scripting and the OOP. So it's because with Python, like you can write on command line and you can write a file where you run a file and don't and just you just do like Python. You just run the Python command and the file name. Okay, so now this is just like how you can actually build an interactive application where you can actually ask a user like to enter something. You use like the function input while here. For example, here like I have an example input. I can input my name, and then it just print the name. So even while here I can input like it just print my name. Here I just put a different way where you can actually format the result. So I put the Fsync option. I put the format option, and I put just like the regular print that take just like a string and just print the string. Okay, so like the input in the input or your input will be when you use the input function, the input will be a string. So like you have to be careful, especially if you want to take the that input string and just like manipulate that and output something. So if I put like 12, for example, like it just print this the number 12. I think this right here it just do like input operator overloading right here. So with Python 3. But here, if for example like in this third option, if I manipulate if I take the input and then I actually manipulate it. For example, I take like I put just a non number first. Okay, let's put just a number first and see. I get an error. So in this thing, I can right here if I can I just need to like cast that number. So right here it works. So that's why like I cast the number. So if you don't want to do that, you can just do like eval. You can grab the output of the input function inside of eval, and now we just if you just put like the number right here, it will just evaluate that and put and give you the result right here, like we are seeing here. So it just evaluate right here. So you don't need to put like the in. Okay. So do you have any question with the input function?
So the eval is what exactly does the eval?
If I just evaluate the actual output of the input function, because the input function is supposed to be the output of the input function is supposed to be a string. So the if I just evaluate to the correct type and then evaluate to the correct type and then like return the value. So the eval you want me to actually like put like a flow integer, especially when we're dealing with number you when you deal with number using the input function.
Okay, got it.
Uh, so right here you have like error handling. So there's like two type of error. There's exception and syntactic error. Syntactic error usually has to do with the syntax of your function. It's like so if you're familiar with Java, if you don't like you got like a semicolon uh, at the end of the like statement. Those are the type of thing. For example, right here like the string, it's just a string. So you have this syntax error. Uh, so that's a type of error. And now you have the exception. Exception is like it's not actually a syntax error. It's actually an error that occurs when the interpreter when you make like how do you call that? It's not actually a syntax. It's another error that happened where how do I explain that?
It's more an execution error or
Yeah, it's
runtime
usually
error,
an
basically.
execution error like that occur when your program actually executes, But it's not a runtime error because another type is like a runtime error because in the runtime error your code compile very well, but like you have some sort of product execution. So the exception error is a type of error you can handle programmatically actually. So like for instance, like it has for example, you have like the base exception, you have the arithmetic error dividing by zero over floating point of the type error, the value error. When you put that to like the wrong value, for example, like if the if instead of putting, for example, like a number, for example, like you put like a string, you know, something like that, you get those type value error. And you can also get like type error also. So like you okay, let me tell this thing right here. Okay, enter the number. If you put like so if you put like for example like 12 right here. So this is like a string. We give you a type error, so it must be a string and not an integer. So you put like a wrong type. So like let's say if I put because like the x if now I'm in this thing, if now I take the put if I run this one first, let me do this. I don't know why I have this thing over here. If I put this in, I get this error because it's a type error. Now if I run this one, it run very well. It run very well because it has like an integer. I can also like let's say I put like a hello. I'll get an invalid error because it was supposed to take like a literal integer base 10, but this thing has evaluated that, but it's not an literal integer, so that's why I get like a value error. So that's the type of error that you see right here. So okay, so if you actually like try to use a variable that is not declared, you get like a name error if you try to use the verb. So like there's now these are the type of error that occur to a code. So like it's different from the syntactic because it's not the syntactic error because it didn't have any like syntactic error. So this type of exception you can actually handle this exception by the try except block. So for example, right here you can declare you can take an input a number and then you if for instance I put like this I put like hello, it is not a valid number, you know, inside it in. So now like you can also there's many way to when you put like exception, right? Because when you put exception, if you know the type of the exception that will handle, for instance, like the value error, this exception will only handle the value error. Right here, it's still like it handled everything. So if any exception occur, you know, let's say for example we were reading a file right here, and there wasn't a file, it would still throw this exception. But in this case right here, this exception will only run this code will only run if it has like a value error. So that's the first thing. If you put like hello, it will do like that's not so it actually handle it right here. But like if you put like let's see, let me see. Okay, this will run. It will run. It will run. If you put the no the good value, it will run. It will run. So right here we handle like the type where you don't put the input like if you do error, it will just handle that's not a valid. Instead of putting this type error or this, you just say this is not a valid error. So it's just a way to handle the errors inside your code to make your code a little bit prettier. And okay, even right here you can yeah, my var is not defined. This one handle the name error that we got here. Right here, the name error that we got here. So this one handle only this one. But also in the code, in the try except, you can also like add a code that will run like even though that will always run even though it throws an exception, even though your code throws an exception or not. So for example, right here, this code will always run So if you put like a hello over here, it will always run this high again. So this one will always run. And also you can wrap actually if you have like you can handle like multiple exceptions at the same time. In this example right here where we handle like two type error and valid error. So okay, so in this one right here, okay, this one right here actually it's also like a type error, so where you handle both error right here. So this one you can handle. This one it was the reason is that this one was actually I feel like this one's a type error, yeah, must be string, not integer. So, and this one right here, yeah, this one is like a value error, invalidity error. So this is just, and now you can tap the error. So you can actually like take the error and then print that to know the reason. Yeah, another option like you can actually nest those things. So you can put like you can put like you can accept all the error and then finally and you print this one right here. And you can also add, like if you don't know, you can also add except. So this one gonna this one gonna just like this one if it doesn't see any type or anybody error, it would just like if it's another exception. If it's another exception, if you just throw this one right here, you just throw this one right here. How is this? Except okay, yeah. Except yeah, we just throw this one over or we just throw this one right here.
I think you can put exception.
Yeah, this
exception as error.
no.
No, I mean the statement. Yeah.
No. This you need to put an option right here. I have to look this one. I have to this.
No, because I think in this case exception is kind of like the base case or the base class. Sorry. So it will be.
Oh
like
yeah. It has to be something exception. Yeah, it has to be exception. Okay, yeah, this one will work. Yeah, it has to be exception. Yeah. 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 Yeah, because the type exception. Yeah, exception. Yeah, so you can do something like that. Yeah, this is for the case where you want to grab the thing. Now, do you have any question in this place in this one?
The Googling around the language, I found that also you can put an else statement in the try accept flow.
You put like why you put like the in the try except you put else.
Yeah, I mean it goes basically the structure. I think that I found is you can put try accept, for example, any exception that that may rise.
Yeah.
In your code.
Yes.
You can put the accept general. That is the one that you put kinda at the bottom. That says, for example, accept exception as ERR that you already put.
Yeah.
But I think, for example, you can put also a else statement, and then you can put finally. And I want to know, for example, in the case of the else statement, how it works in this case. Or
so you put the what you're saying, like you put the else statement inside the else.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna put it in the chat, but it's kind of like this. Try and for example go some code.
Okay, try else.
Uh,
Okay, let me look
then
at
for
let me
example
look
it
into
goes.
this.
Let's imagine that we are dealing with the last step. Um, then go some code again.
So you're talking about this one, try else.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, try,
Yeah.
okay, except,
That's
okay, as we don't want to catch the if it says another. Okay, oh, this one right here that you're talking about this one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, let me look at that. Okay, so the same in the S block execute if the execution failed in the try. Okay, if there's no exception, honestly. Okay, I mean, I never use this try else. It's just like, I don't know, but I never seen but it seemed like the use of the S clause is better than adding additional code to try close because it ever accidentally catching an exception that wasn't raised. They are avoided by the code being protected by the try except statement. If the execution fell off the bottom of the try, if there was no exception. Uh, the use of the else clause is better than adding additional code to the try because it avoids a caching exception that wasn't used by the code. Oh, so like you don't want it. So this another okay. So in this one right here, it says that if the try doesn't if you don't raise an exception on the try block, that's not catch in the except. That's when you use at the else. So if you have a method that could, for example, throw an error, and you want to cache the exception rates, but there's something else you want to do if the first operation, but there's something else that you want to do the first, and you don't want to cache from that operation, you might write something like that. Okay. Okay. If you want to cache exception, if it is, okay. If you have a method that can okay, if you have this method that can throw this exception and you want to cache exception with this, uh, but there's something else you want to do if the first operation succeeds. So if this first operation succeeds and you don't want to cache. Oh, okay. So like okay. For example, if you have this code, right, that throw this IO exception, right? But you have something else that you want to do that's not raised here, so you do this thing and then you do else that here. But in this code where you don't want to try, you don't want to throw an IO exception. You get that? I never use this thing. I never use try and else. This one, I never use it. Do you get it?
Kinda.
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated. Like it
Yeah.
says here, like the user is better than adding additional code to the try clause because of accidentally caching an exception that wasn't raised. So if you have this operation IO that raises exception, if it's raised, it will handle that's why here, right? But if this is successful, it will go here, but I have to make sure that the operation that you put here doesn't throw an IO exception. So like
Okay.
this one run when this one succeeds. So like the try has to succeed and it go else right here.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. But
And
the
then, for example, and then obviously it's going to run the finally
finally,
block, no?
Yeah, finally always runs.
Mhm. Okay, got it. So it's basically that else block is going to run only in successive paths, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so I mean I never use that try else.
Yeah, it's kind of weird,
Yeah, I know that in
but I mean,
Java they have like try cache.
yeah.
I know try. I don't. I have to look at Java. I don't know. I have to look if they do that in Java. I have to look at it. So okay, file. Okay, there's many ways you can. There's you can open the file. You just like open and you just put like whatever you want to put inside. So you can open the write mode and read mode. So there's WA and W append and all of that. So for them, this is an exception. Open the open function. Open the and 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 the while function, and you have to make sure that you always close your file when you open. If you don't want to do that, the better is to use the with, like the with statement. So the with statement allow you to do this right here. And the import, there's many ways you can import from. If you have a script, you can import and you call the function. This call all the function on my script. So you can import and call like this, or you can just import a specific file if you want and just call the function. A specific You can import a specific function inside of file and just call that function now. That's that's different way to import. Okay, now object oriented programming. So this is right here I just create like a class. Yeah. I just create like a basic class and right here I just put like the doc string. This is a doc string you were looking for last time. So this is just like a student first name, last name, and country and grade. So this is just the description that I put here. You can create like change name. So you know what the class is, right? The class, the object, and instance.
Yep.
Yeah, the class is just like a blueprint, and the object is just an instance of the blueprint. Yeah. So this is just like of the method. So okay, so I can create like this class right here, and then as like the memory location where store this object. You can do like Exos first name, Exos last name, Exos country, Exos grade. It show this thing, and like you can actually print if you this is something that we have. If you print, we just show you the memory location. So yeah, it was there's you actually have to implement a magic function string or rep to be able to see this in the group. We'll do that after. So the average. So to call this function as the average. So if you do help, that's why you will see this is the doc string. So this is why you see like the documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the doc string is good. If you can see the doc string of a specific method change name, it allows you to do that. Yeah. So okay, the magic method. So the magic method is anything is like underscore function. Those are called magic method. For example, right here I define like three of them: the init, the rep, and the string. So like since I defined this one right here, you will see how the print will different. So this print, we call this function dunder string, and we'll print this thing right here. Instead of printing the thing that you saw before right here, this thing right here,
Uh-huh.
yeah, the print the actual characteristic that I put in my function. The student first name, last name.
It's like overriding your string method, right?
What do you say?
It's like that magic method is
Yeah, this
like
is dunder
overriding
street.
your.
Yeah, this is dunder street. But like this one, when you just tap like S like this, it just called dunder rep.
Okay.
Yeah. So done the rep and done the stretch. So that's the yeah, and also like Python doesn't have like the private and public and all of that. So it just so to access to access like an attribute, you can you just to like s dot attribute name. You will get the attribute name. Okay, so this is like inheritance actually now. So why I just create like a function I just create like a a class called person. And then when I inherit student one, and I overwrite, you will have the same first name and last name and country, but like the grade, I like the grade attribute right here. You know, since I inherit from person, I just call like super init first name, last name, and country. So this one we call like the person. They call the person and we pass those values. So like when I come here, I just create my student one name and then I get those things. So right here I don't need to necessarily I just call the thing. And also there's like a change name. I can do if I do like S1 done. If I have S1 like here, you see like a student one. This is student one, and then it will tell you right here the method from person that I'm so change first name, change last name, inherited. So this is the method that I have inherited from function from person, and this is like my method that I define here that I overriding. So if I want to do like a S1 done change first name, for example like Joseph, this one will change uh oh what
It's the method.
what is that?
Change first name is a method.
Oh, what I've done here? God, I don't know. Change first name is a method. Uh, what is it? What's that method called? Uh, change first name. Change objects not callable. What is this? Yeah, so oh, it's because I overweighted that thing. That's why. Because if you do like you bring Joseph now because I put equal. You see, yeah, because I did that mistake before. So if I rerun this thing and this Python right here, okay, now it will work. It will work now. Yeah, it will work right now. So that's how you can access. I can access it to Johnson and and you get that Johnson right here. While I was trying to read a file, student.txt that I created. Yeah, it's open, and I wanted to create like it open. There's actually a module called CSV, and you can import the CSV module, and then you can do all you can actually read the file and print all the line right here. So right here was what I was trying to do here. So for line give me this one, and where I can print. Let me look at this one right here. yeah, where I can print this thing right here. I wanted to create I wanted to create I wanted to use the actual the class I created earlier. And this one. Let's see what it does right here. Okay, so I want to use like the classes I created before the class to create like a student. So let's say I can create my list of students. So how do I want to go about doing this? So I read from my file. My file has this first name, last name, country, and grade. So right here, I see a lot of things that I can do here. So I can create like a so what I need to do right here, I have this thing those are string actually. When I create a split, it will split into string. So what I can do, I can use a list comprehension right here and do like in uh, grade for grade in. Okay, and let's see. Okay, now it print my grade. So what I can do right here, and I can create okay. Now I can create a student. I can use now my classes I created earlier and use my classes I created earlier and get a list of my students. Okay. And now I can see all of my students right here. So this is all my students right here. So this actually use the rep. So if I do, let me see if I do I don't if I do print it will give me let me look at this thing. You see?
Mhm.
Yeah, it will give me this student. If I do the print, it will give me this print student, this right here, right there. So I can also do for student in students print student. It will call this will call the STST.
The rep.
No,
No, the string.
the SCSC, yeah, because that function
Hmm.
over there. Yeah, so that's basically that. So we are seeing how like you can create like usually like you can create you can have like a file and each row is like an instances of something. You just grab that file, you just create you create like the class that represent each row of that file, and then you do some manipulation and you just print in or do anything else that you want. Yeah, that's basically it. So next we'll work on to the project actually. So you have done the project. Do you have any question?
No, no, not so far.
Yeah, yeah, because you have done the project. So next week we'll work into we'll work on the project actually. I'll go through the first project. So how far are you in the nano degree?
Sorry.
How far are you in the nano degree? So you have
I'm right now into the graph section, the matplot section.
oh, okay. So you are done with NumPy and you already like Matplotlib, all of that.
Yeah, yeah, already done NumPy and Pandas, and I'm currently on the Matplotlib
Ah,
and
okay.
Go section. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So okay.
One question about the object-oriented approach that Python has. Uh, in Python, there is no interface or something like that, right?
Which one? What?
I mean, in comparison, for example, with other oriented programming languages
Yeah.
like C Sharp, for example, or Java,
Yes.
they have interface structures, right? In Python, do we have that or not?
Oh, you're talking. Okay, so you can simulate. You're talking about the interface where you just put the method, like where you just put the method, uh, and then you have to implement those methods, right?
Right.
Uh, I think the interface. They don't have the interface. They don't have the interface, but the concept of the interface can be implemented in Python. So if you can no, that's abstract class. Yeah, this since a Python is like a scripting and it's also do like functional. Yeah, you can do that in Python. Like you can declare a class where you just put like a method and that class doesn't have attributes.
Okay. So
And
basically, everything is kind of centralized based on a class, and
yeah,
that
everything
is
is
going to. Okay, got it.
now I have
Yeah,
to
that.
check that, but you can do this. You can do that in Python, like where you have like a class and you define the method and then I feel like you have to put that abstract also. Yeah,
Uh,
because an interface in Java, you cannot instantiate an interface by itself.
no. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you cannot instantiate an interface. So
And in Python, there is something like that. That, for example, that
yeah,
kind of.
there's actually abstract. Yeah, you can declare class abstract that you
Could you
cannot.
show me?
What do you say?
Could you show me?
I'm not. Okay, let me look at that
Or
online. I'm
if you have
I'm not
some, yeah.
sure much about it, but I know you can declare an abstract class like simulate an interface Java in Python.
Yeah, I mean an interface on an abstract class. I
No,
think.
because Java also have an abstract
Mhm.
class. Yeah, Java has an abstract class, so I didn't want to put that together. That's why I said like, you can simulate an interface in Java. Yeah, you can emulate in Java interface. Okay, like let's see. Oh, there's no interface in Python. The closest thing probably is a knapsack bars class, which allow you to define common method for a set of class. Yes.
Mm,
So okay, so there's okay. Let me double check because this is like from 2014 response. Let me check if there's interface okay. Okay. Interface in Python. Hmm. Interface in Python. Okay, how to implement interface? This is 2010. Okay, this is 2017. Okay, and let's look at it. Okay, I think I have to. I don't support. Information interface. These guys, I don't support using it. Nah, this is the wrong way. I feel like you have to. Okay, this is a good way. You have to create an abstract class.
okay.
Yeah, you just have to create an abstract class, and in that abstract class, you just put like the methods. Okay, we'll do that next time. I will search into that because I don't want to give you a lot of overall anything. Okay, next week, first thing we're gonna do we're gonna do this one, similar interface in Python. But I think that you have to create just an abstract class. You create an abstract class, and you just put your list of methods. An abstract class with no attribute. You put your list of the method, and now you create the base class. Then now that base class actually inherit the actual thing. Okay, I know.
But you have to tag something like that in order to recognize, in order
Yeah, there's
to.
actually, I think that you have to, that class has to name from ABC, something like that. Let me look at that.
Oh,
Abstract
okay.
class Python. Okay. Yeah, it has to be like ABC, something like that. Yeah, Python ABC. Yeah, alphabet class. Okay, alphabet class. Let me go here and see. Okay, so this is what you have to do. So you want to create a class. Okay, you have to import ABC. So let's
And you inherit
and
that class from ABC, right?
yeah, and now because an abstract class you cannot instantiate that. So like the ABC is to make sure that you don't call that when you call it, it will throw an error.
Oh, okay.
So like what you can do like class. Let me do this class. I feel like there's a better way to do this thing. But I'm gonna search into that. Okay, next time I will show you the better way to do this. I think there's like the better option to do that using like functional programming.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm feeling like there's a better way to do it because I'm using functional programming. So like in the sense that you have like a method you just like call those things. So okay, you have to import from ABC, import ABC. Yeah, okay, and those classes have to be tagged like abstract method, something like that. I'm sure. Uh, yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to do something like that. Import ABC abstract method. Now you create class my interface. That inherit from ABC, and now you can define. Now you can define your method like my method. Okay, right click. So you can do plain hello. Now you can do like class my child initiated by my interface. And now you have to define this thing right here. Oh yeah, why you don't put anything here? Pass. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So okay. Okay, let me try this thing. Oh, since there's no type, because in Java you will say like my interface. You can say like my interface, uh, my char equal new white, my char
yeah,
right. Yeah,
right.
since in like in Python not that don't do like type checking. So it's not a type language, so you cannot do that. You just have to do like my char. That's it. Yeah, that's the thing that you have. That's all you have to do. Yeah, you have to do. Actually, this is what you have to know. There's something you have to my method. Oh, yeah, this is what you have to do. So And right here, let's check if you can call my interface. Okay, let's see if you can call my interface. Really? This is wrong. You should be able to call my. Let me try to look at this thing. This is wrong. Let me do something. If you can call this method. Okay, so you can instantiate an interface. This is so fucking wrong. This shouldn't allow me to instantiate my interface, but I cannot use it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what is doing here? My method. This doesn't fucking make sense. Let me try to look at this thing.
Okay.
How can I look at this? Oh, my interface. So built-in function is my method, and I pass that method. And it has that my method function, but when I see my oh my god, my method, uh, this doesn't make sense. What? There's no. Oh, let me. Oh, okay. I see the mistake right here. Really? Does it's is it? Oh,
You can
maybe
call it.
maybe I need to annotate this function. I need to annotate. Maybe I need to annotate it. I mean, this is so wrong. It doesn't make sense because in Java you cannot actually instantiate an interface, but in Python
Ah,
it seems that like if you create a class, you can instantiate it, even though it's still nothing. Because while they call normally, and it doesn't print anything right here because I pass. Okay, then so maybe I need to annotate that function. Maybe I need to annotate it. So let me. I need to annotate that to make sure that this isn't it don't call it. Okay, I need to annotate at method. Okay. Okay, so I think that this one gonna work. So okay, now it worked. So they made I had to annotate that. That's why it is what can instance in an abstract class. Yeah, you see.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it doesn't work right there. So
So definitely you have to annotate the method.
yeah, you need to import. Yeah, and you have to annotate. I mean, this is just like a definition of an abstract class.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you use it itself to simulate the thing. So that's basically it.
And in the child, if you don't put, for example, the def my method, it didn't force you to create that, or
If you
what's
don't
happening?
put, if you don't, what is it? Oh,
Like
you
for
said,
example,
okay,
yeah,
let's
for
try
example,
that.
if
I
you
don't
will,
know. Let's, okay, I think I will force me. Let me do this.
uh
Let me try something here. Yeah, yeah, maybe it's because I said I cannot instance it because I didn't implement that. You see,
okay.
so like, say, can instance it because because I didn't put anything. Okay, let me just put this method and not implement and I put this one right here and see if you have. Now you run.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's enforced. So you need to annotate with abstract, like to enforce that.
Yeah, so definitely, so to summarize, basically is that you need to inherit from the ABC class,
Yeah,
and the other one is that you must annotate the methods
yeah,
that
you need to annotate the
you
method.
include to abstract, no? As
Yeah,
abstract.
yeah, you need to annotate the method to abstract. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, let me try something. Let's say I put my method to here. I don't put an abstract. Let's see how it's gonna behave. Okay, so I want to make sure that the requirement just it has to have at least one abstract method to be. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
get my point? Yeah, to make sure like if inside a class you have at least one abstract method. Oh yeah, now it worked. Yeah, yeah, it worked.
And for example, if you only put the definition of the abstract method, meaning that, for example, in my child class, you only
Yeah,
put my def method, and
yeah. You have to put this in. For example, if I put abstract methods, let me try something. Maybe something like this. Okay. Okay. My method. Okay. Yeah, it called the other one.
mhm.
So let me look at this thing. I cannot. So it's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, so like an abstract class has to have at least one
Abstract
abstract.
method.
Yeah. Let me try something. I want to see if it enforces. So let me try to implement this thing right here. And right here, okay, let me try to do this thing. Let's see. Yeah, I just got this thing. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't even serve nothing right here. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
No, I think it's cool. I think we see a new stuff at least, no, the abstract stuff.
Yeah. So, oh, you want to cover like the actual abstract of next time?
Sorry.
Do you want me to cover to do a little bit of abstract class next time?
Uh, no, I think with what we already seen so far, I'm cool with it.
Oh, okay.
One question so far. Your Jupyter notebook, are you gonna upload that to your GitHub?
Yeah. I'll put down a GitHub. Yeah, I'll put down GitHub. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, bye.
Bye. Take care.
Okay. How do I end this thing? Like